Hello guys, today we are going through theory of production. Factors of production. The sum total of the economic resources which we have in order to provide for our economic wants are termed as factors of production. They are land, labor, capital, enterprise. The first two are termed primary factors since they are not the result of the economic process. They are, so to speak, what we have to start with. The secondary factors, however, are a consequences of an economic system. We have land, Roman 1, which include all the free gift of nature. We have farmlands, minerals, wealth, fishing grounds, forests, rivers and lakes. It is fixed in supply and it has no cost of production. Roman 2 capital. It is the stock of wealth existing at any one time. It consists of all the real physical assets of society. It can be divided into fixed capital, e.g. building, roads, machinery and working capital, or circulating capital, e.g. raw materials. The distinction is that fixed capital continues through many rounds of production, while working capital is used up in one round. Capital has been created by individuals foregoing current consumption. Roman 3 labor. Labor is the exercise of human, physical and mental effort directed to the production of goods and services. Reward of labor is wages, salaries or income from self-employment. Labor is also the end for which all production is undertaken. Supply of labor. Supply of labor refers to the number of workers, or more generally the number of labor hours available to an economy. It is determined by population size. Population size determines the upper limit of labor. There cannot be more labor than there is population. Number 2, age structure. The population is divided into 3 age groups. These are the young age group, usually below the age of 18, not in the labor supply. The working age group, usually between 18 and 60. It is the size of this group which determines the labor supply. The whole age group above 60 years are not in the labor force. We have the working population. Not everybody in the working age group will be in the labor force. Number 4, education system. If the children are kept in school longer, then this will affect the size of the labor force of the country. Number 5, length of the working week determines labor supply in terms of man hours. Fewer holidays, the higher the labor supply. Number 6, remuneration. The preceding 5 factors affecting the supply of labor in totality. Remuneration affects the supply of labor to a particular industry. The extent to barriers to entry into a particular occupation. If there are strong barriers to the occupation mobility of labor into a particular occupation, e.g. special talents required, or long periods of training, the supply of labor to that occupation will be limited. Efficiency of labor. Efficiency of labor refers to the ability to achieve a greater output in a shorter time without any falling off in the quality of the work. Increased productivity per man employed. It depends on a number of influences. Roman 1, there is climate. There is extreme of temperature or high humidity, or are not conducive to concentration even on congenial tasks. Roman 2, education and training. It produces skills and therefore efficient labor. Education has 3 aspects: general education, techno education and training within industry. A higher standard of general education is essential for developing intelligence and providing a foundation upon which more specialized vocational training can be based. Technical training provided in the university, colleges and by industry itself Training within industry is given by each firm to its employees. Roman 3, working conditions. If working conditions are safe and hygienic, the efficiency of labor will be higher than if the conditions were unsafe or unhygienic. Roman 4, health of a worker. The efficiency of the worker is closely related to his state of health, which depend on his being adequately fed, clothed, and housed. Price of mind. Anxiety is detrimental to efficiency. People, to bracket workers, may be tempted to overwork themselves to save at the expense of health. Efficiency of the factors. Romans 6. The productivity of labor will be increased if the quality of the factors is high. The more fertile the land, the greater will be the output per mass, other things being equal. Efficiency of the organization is even more important since this determines whether the best use is being made of factors of production. Romans 7, motivating factors. Factors that boost the morale of the workers, hence increase the efficiency, include free or subsidized housing, free medical benefits, paid sick leave. In this way, workers feel that they are part and parcel of the organization and are not being used. The extent of specialization and division of labor. The greater the amount of specialization, the greater will be the output per man. Division of labor increases the efficiency of labor. Roman 9, the entrepreneur. Land and capital and labor are of no economic importance unless they are organized for production. The entrepreneur is responsible not only for deciding the method of production shall be adopted, but for organizing the works of others. The entrepreneur is responsible not only for deciding method of production, but for organizing the work of others. He or she has to make many other important decisions, such as what to produce and how much to produce. We have function of the entrepreneur. We have Roman 12, uncertainty bearing. Do you know what is uncertainty bearing? I think it is you anticipate to sell, but you are not sure if you will sell or the product you are selling. Okay, so the description is, most production is undertaken in anticipation of demand. Firms will produce those things which they believe will yield profit. They do not know that they will do so because the future is unknown. Roman 2, management control. This involves responsibility for broad decisions of policy and the ability to ensure that those decisions are carried out. Mobility of factors of production. Factor mobility means the ease with which a factor can be moved from one form or area of employment to another. Movement from one employment to another is called occupational mobility, and movement from one place of employment to another is called geographical mobility. Geographical sense of the movement from one place to another is geographical mobility. Mobility of land. Land is geographically immobile. Land can be occupationally mobile as it has different uses. Some forms of land are limited occupational mobility, e.g. arid or desert areas. Immobile geographically means it cannot be used to increase production of a product unless done at the expense of other products. Mobility of capital. Some forms of capital are immobile in both geographical or occupational sense, e.g. heavy machineries and railway networks. Other forms of capital are geographically immobile but are occupationally mobile, e.g. buildings. Other forms of capital are mobile for both geographic and occupation, e.g. vehicles. Mobility geographically facilitates production. Immobility occupationally makes it difficult to increase output in the short run. Mobility of labor. Labor is relatively mobile geographically but less occupational, in that people can be moved from one place to another but find it difficult to change occupation. If it if it is highly specialized. If a person moves from one occupation to another on higher level, either in terms of remuneration or in terms of status or both, this is called vertical occupational mobility. If movement is from one occupation to another on the same level, it's called horizontal occupational mobility. Although labor is relatively mobile, geographical, these are the barriers to its mobility. Barriers to geographical mobility of labor: we have cost of movement, we have shortage of housing, we have education of children, social and family ties, geographical and economic factors. Then we move on to the next to the next point. Personal talent. There are some occupations which require special talents which not everybody has. Occupation of engineers, tacticians, and surgeons. Roman 2, length of training. It requires long period of training to acquire the necessary skills for a particular occupation. Roman 3, capital limitation. In order for a person to go into such a business enterprise, he has to have the necessary capital. Roman 4, class limitation. The mobility geographically facilitate production, while immobility occupational discourages it. Immobile graphically and occupational leads to structural unemployment and unemployment due to technological progress. Note, the most mobile factor of production is probably the entrepreneur, because basic function of an entrepreneur is common to all industry. Factor incomes. The various income factors received can be termed factor rewards or factor returns. Labor receives wages and salaries. Land earns rate. Capital earns interest. Enterprise earns profit. Then we move to the next topic. Theory of the firm. Do you know what is a theory of the firm? If you do know, please comment there at the comment section. Please share it with us as we continue. Theory of the firm is that branch of economics which studies how firms combine various inputs to produce a stipulated output in an economically efficient manner, given technology and the various costs that they must meet to produce the various levels of output. The firm is an entity which produces any economic good under one management with aim of maximizing its profit. It differs from the plant, in which the plant is a unit of production in an industry, while the firm is the unit of ownership and control. An industry is all firms concerned with a particular line of production. Production function analysis. This deals with how firms combine various inputs to produce a stipulated output in an economically efficient manner given technology. A. Varying the proportions. In making a product, a firm does not have to combine the inputs in fixed proportion. In most cases, a firm has the opportunity to vary the input mix. From on the short run, the period of time in which at least one factor is fixed in supply. The long run, the period in which all factors may be varied, in which firms may enter or leave the industry. From 3, variable factor input. This is a factor of production which varies with the output in the short run. Roman 4, fixed input is factor whose quantity in the short run cannot readily be changed when market conditions require an immediate change in output. Total physical product. This is the total output realized by combining factors of production. Average physical product, APP APP. This is the average of the total physical product per unit of the variable factor of production in the short run. Roman 7, marginal physical product MPP is the addition to the total physical product attributed to the addition of one extra unit of the variable input to the production process, the fixed input remaining unchanged. Then we move to the short run analysis, which will continue in the next episode. Kindly subscribe, comment, and like this video. Adios. Thank you for watching.